Hey y'all, from Spindle Mountain Mercantile. I am Heather. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, I know how much y'all like French country. Well, I got your French country right here. This is what I call my piece de resistance. How's that for French country? Seriously though, this is one of my favorite projects of all time. I was the only bidder on this optical box and I won it for $1. It's really big. I think it held medical camera equipment. When I opened it up, I discovered there were a lot of wedges and boards that had been covered with felt and fabric and attached to the sides and the bottom. And there was a bunch of foam, like styrofoam that you use when you're making flower arrangements. But when I touched it, it just disintegrated. It was the craziest thing. I tried to put my finger through it and it went poof. So I got all of that cleaned up and now I'm taking apart all of the doohickeys that held the camera equipment in place. That foam stuff was in the top and it was really stuck on with some kind of really strong adherence. So the more I worked on it, the more I realized I wasn't going to get it off. And where you just saw me pull it up, that was some paper. And I got it wet. I thought I was recording. Of course I wasn't. Most of this just peeled right off, but the corners and the edges, it was really stuck. So I got out a chisel and just worked my way down. I did not get the part off that's on the fabric that wraps around the wood because I started to pull off some of that fabric. It worked out okay though. I don't think you'll notice it that much. Later when we stained, we tried to cover the fabric with the stain and it wouldn't stick. I mean, except where the paper was, but it really didn't make any difference. It just makes it look distressed and I'm okay with that. I decided to leave the red in the bottom because, well, really because it kind of maintained its integrity. It still looks nice and clean. I did manage to get those other pieces of wood out eventually. They were attached to a board that was on the side of the inside of the case, and that's what I had to get loosened. They also had some little nails that stuck through the end of the outside of the case, and my sweet husband got those out for me. This part of the inside of the trunk was raw wood underneath that piece of wood I took off. And it had been attached with a lot of glue that came off, but some of it stained the wood, so I couldn't get rid of that. It turned out fine. My sweet husband stained the inside of the lid and this part of the bottom to seal it and also to give it a little bit more character. And I think it looks really good. It is not perfect, but my hope is that someone will buy this and actually use it. And they will have so many fun goodies and memories from their trip inside this case, they won't even notice the things that might be a little bit off. Man, this little piece did not want to come off. I thought I was going to ruin the side of the top. Fortunately, I got it pulled off and look, the nails stayed in it, so that's always nice. Y'all are going to laugh when you see the stain my sweet husband used for this project. I am not going to leave a link for where you can get your own. Oh my goodness. So when we go to auctions, I always ask if I can go through the trash because it's crazy what people don't buy or what they buy, you know, when they buy a box of stuff and they don't want most of it, so they throw it away. I always find paint and stain and all kinds of goodies. And here's this one. It looked really good. I love it. It went on very easily. He tested a small portion and we were like, yeah, let's do that. He simply put it on with a brush and then he wiped it off with the towel. At this point, he realized he just needed to do the whole thing at one time and then wipe everything off. And it really did look good. We did a lot of this after I finished the outside, so just don't peek if you see any of that while I'm showing you this part. I'm going to use Sprayway All-Purpose Cleaner on the outside. This is kind of a fabric. I'm not sure what type, but I trust this stuff and it works really good. So we're going to leave it sit for a little bit. I sped it up so you could see it in action. I just used a clean fluffy towel and a little bit of elbow grease, and it came really clean. Because I think it adds character, I decided to leave the rust on the latches and the handle. I did clean them up though and scrub them just a little bit so the rust won't flake off. I'm using paint inlay from IOD's Summer 2025 release book called Floriography. There's so many cool designs in here, and I know I can find some to fit on this little trunk. I just decided which pieces were going where as I went along. I held up the papers to see what fit, and hopefully they had Parisian names, and that's what I went with. If it fit, and it was Paris-ish. Okay, this is the cool part. I used Debi's DIY liquid patina crystal clear chandelier to apply this. A while back, I went and did a search on the internet to find out how to do this because I had heard somebody did it, couldn't find anybody. So in one of my last videos, one of y'all said, hey, there's this woman who does this. I promise there's a video out there. And I was like, I believe you. As I'm reading her comment, I'm talking to her. And I still couldn't find it, but I want to give that girl credit. I asked her if I could do that. She hasn't answered me yet. So if you go back and look at my comments, you can see who said it. That's who I want to thank. So thank you, comment person. That was awesome that you said that, because you know what? I tried it and it worked perfectly. Since I was doing that whole spiel on this one, I will explain more thoroughly on the next paint inlay exactly how I did this. I started by cutting the paint inlay out exactly how I wanted it to fit in the area on the trunk I wanted it, and then I put liquid patina on that area. I did up and down strokes, then I went across and did up and down again, and I just kept dipping my brush in the liquid patina as I went along, and I made sure it was smooth and didn't have like excess amounts. I put the paper down while it was still dry, and then I got it wet with my mister. I spread out any bubbles, and it's okay if you get a big bubble and you have to reposition it, or if you have to move the whole thing. You can see right here, I have a huge bubble, so I just lift it up, get that bubble out. And even on the left-hand side, I didn't get quite enough liquid patina over there, so I just lifted it up and snuck a little bit back down in there. And then I got out my brayer on this one and tried it. It is okay. I don't know. I feel like with this fabric, it works better to use a cloth because it gets down in those impressions where the fabric is, and it's not like a non-porous surface. So I feel like using that cloth works a lot better. I'm going to do the other side the same way, and we're going to wait for everything to dry. And while we do that, we're going to work on something else. So I have to move the trunk. And look, I almost knocked over my liquid patina. So I fortunately moved my liquid patina, and I didn't move it far enough. Oh my gosh, I was so sad. You guys, look at my sad little face. Oh man. And you know what else? I got it on my chicken shoe. My poor chicken shoe was stuck to my foot that night. Oh my goodness. Okay, so fortunately there was enough liquid patina in the lid to finish off, because I did save the rest, but it's kind of dirty, so I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I have to share a story. I found that towel in the trash at the auction where I got this trunk. It was from Dr. Young, and I just thought it was quaint that I was using her towel to make something new out of her optical case. For the next step, I'm using Iron Orchid Designs stamp set called Typesetting. I'm using their washable white ink. It's also for mixing. And I'm using this thing called a thin mount. It's a thick piece of plastic on which you put your letters and any kind of stamp so you can keep them in order. And I left this part here so you could see that when you put your letters on backwards, you don't have to feel stupid, because Heather does it too. And you will. You will do that. Trust me. I'm getting better at stamping though. I love how this turned out. Everything won't fit at once, and I have to repeat many of the letters. So I decided to, I first put all the letters on top of the case and made sure that it would fit, because that's a lot of words, a lot of letters to put across that small space. See where the thin mount goes on top of that latch? I should have cut the thin mount so it fits in the area I wanted the stamps. Until just now, while I'm doing the voiceover, I didn't know it said Aries. I'm not really a horoscope kind of girl, so that wasn't the end look I was wanting. Oh, this is where I started messing up. I didn't use the thin mount, and that grid line that the thin mount has shows you exactly where you need to place your stamps so that your words won't be lopsided. Another thing I learned, that washable ink comes off really easy by dabbing just a little bit of water on it and then dabbing that with a paper towel. I was undaunted in my moving on of the stamping, so I did it. And if you guys make fun of me for how lopsided this is when I'm done, we are breaking up. That's just not very nice. Okay, needless to say, I kept going. I did use the thin mount for this next part, and you can't see the N in my video. Oh my goodness. Look, you guys, I even stuck my huge noggin right in front of the camera to make sure it was level, and it went straight across. Even, all the things. No, it wasn't. I didn't realize it. I just didn't know it until I got it in the house. But hey, we're ready for the next step, and this part is satisfying because it worked like a charm. Thank you again, comment person from my last video, because this was awesome. It felt so good to do something so right. And all of those mistakes from earlier kind of had my nerves going. Just doing this voiceover, I'm like, remembering it. Okay, before you lift off this paper, you have to get it wet. And then you let it sit for about 30 seconds before you start pulling it back. And this part is just amazing. You know what? I always swore I would never use words that other YouTubers use repeatedly, but I cannot think of any other word besides satisfying. They are right to use that word. This is so satisfying. I'm doing this in real time too. I didn't speed this up or anything. This is exactly how it happened for me. And you guys remember, that's a type of fabric that's sticking to. I don't show it on film, but I did decide to seal this with Rust-Oleum 2x spray on clear sealer in matte. I wanted to make sure it was absolutely 100% dry before I sprayed it. And I'm using a spray on because I don't want to go over that washable ink with a brush. I'm afraid it will smear. I did wash off necessaries and redo it so that everything was straight, and it turned out perfectly. You'll see at the end. In case you don't know what necessaries is, a necessary was a toilet back in the day, like George Washington had a necessary, and it was basically an outhouse. And later on, when women would carry their privacy things that they didn't want other people to see, they called it their necessaries. So this isn't just a train trunk, it's a necessaries trunk. Here's how the inside of our train trunk looks, and let me know what you think about the outside. I love this. I'm gonna have to sign off now because I have to go search for old steam trains that do tours, and I'm gonna buy some antique clothes and go on a trip. Maybe you can join me. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you joined us today, and I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. The viewers I have are amazing. If I am ever down, all I have to do is open my comment sections and my mind is blown. I feel better immediately. Everyone is so kind and so helpful. Like Comment Girl, who reminded me to use liquid patina with paint inlays. Thank you again. I appreciate all of you so much. I hope until I see you next time, you have a wonderful week. And as always, I hope you are blessed. Bye.